Today on Judge Faith, buddies splitting an Atlanta apartment get an eviction notice, and then it gets ugly.
It was just fine. And then things got really weird. She started texting other people that she had introduced me to. Don't talk to Trey. He's a monster. He's lying.
I wanted a roommate. I didn't want a friend or somebody to talk to all the time. Like, I just wanted you to pay your bills and let me live my life like I was doing.
This is what happens when one lie leads to the next. You play everybody against each other and it comes all crashing down on you.
And later, a Jaguar and a Sentra get caught in a hit and split. But both owners say it wasn't their fault.
I got out of my vehicle, tried to wave him down. He just did not stop, made the first right on a residential street and kept going.
She got a call saying, if you want your car back, come pick it up at this spot. But when she got there, the cops said this car was involved in a car accident.
You clearly know more than what you're telling me in court today.
Faith Jenkins. Her distinguished legal career began when she graduated first in her law school class. She quickly became a tough New York City prosecutor, and then a preeminent legal analyst on cable news. And now she's the judge in her own courtroom. Her cases are real, and her rulings are final. She is Judge Faith. Plaintiff Artravius Henley says his former roommate didn't use their money for rent, and they were evicted. He's suing for rent, moving costs, and lost wages. Defendant Kaya Bertolini says she doesn't owe because Artravius broke the lease, causing them to be evicted. She's countersuing for eviction fees and stolen property.
All rise. Court is in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Please be seated. Your Honor, the litigants have been sworn in. This is the case of Henley versus Bertolini.
Thank you, Juan. Artravius Henley,
Yes, Judge.
you are suing the defendant Kaya Bertolini
Yes.
for $1,962 for rent, moving cost, and lost wages.
Yes.
And you are countersuing, ma'am, for $4,300 for eviction fees and stolen bed sheets.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. We'll start with you, Mr. Henley. Tell me what's going on here.
So I went on roommates.com, was trying to find one, ended up talking to a few people and connected more with Kaya. We talked for a while and we decided that we were going to move in. Her location was good, the rent price was great. I didn't have a bed for like 2 days, and she actually offered for me to sleep on the other half of the bed until I went and picked up my furniture.
On the other half of her bed?
Yes, so like we shared a bed for 2 days. So I was like, oh, okay, thanks. Took care of her dog, walked the dogs, bought food. Like, it was a great arrangement for the first month.
Okay. So, I mean, it sounds like things were going great between the two of you. What happened?
It was going just fine. I was working full time. She even took me to a few bars. We've met some restaurants. I met a bunch of her friends. Like, everything was going great. And then at some point in the middle of the second month, things got weird. I would come home after working and go, hey, how are you doing? No response. Or she'd just look at me weird and go back to the computer.
Before you talk about when things got weird, let me hear from you. How were things living? Because this is someone who moved in sight unseen. You'd never met him before. He moves into your apartment. How were things for you the first month or two?
I wanted a roommate. I didn't want a friend or somebody to talk to all the time. Like, I just wanted you to pay your bills and let me live my life like I was doing.
But he slept in your bed for the first 2 nights he was there.
He didn't have a bed. He didn't have a bed. I wasn't gonna make him sleep on the floor. Like, I feel responsible for other human beings, you know?
Okay,
like,
so you were trying to distance yourself, and you're saying that's what he was feeling when he said things got awkward.
I was trying to focus on myself and getting my life together and not, you know, and I just think that he wanted to bond and be really close.
So what happens?
So toward the end of the second month, she gets really antsy about rent. You're gonna have rent, right? You're gonna have rent. Yeah. Like, I haven't given you a reason to, but yeah. So I actually write the rent check a little early. And then we get the doors replaced and everything because we had leakage. On the front door, there's this pink slip. There's an eviction notice and it's expedited.
On your door?
On the front door of that they just replaced. I sent her a picture. Hey, we need to talk about this. What is this? No response. Not only did I didn't get a response, but she started texting other people that she had introduced me to. Don't talk to Trey. He's a monster. He's lying. And I'm like, well, that's weird. I don't see her again until 2 a.m. And I'm like, hey, I'm waiting to talk to you. I don't need to talk to you. I don't have to talk to you right now. We'll do it when I want to.
She was saying that to you?
That's what she told me.
Okay.
I'm like, no, I'm an adult.
Did you call the leasing office to see what's going on?
Not at this point. And I'm like, no, I'm an adult. We need to talk about this. I tried to talk to her. Things got really loud. She literally took the beer bottle out of my hand and threw it into the street. Okay. At that point, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to talk about it anymore. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
So what happened? What was going on?
Coming up, the situation with the sublease goes from bad to worse.
She also threw my stuff outside at the end of the month.
Why would you do that?
He got aggressive. He wouldn't talk to me.
You had no right to perform an illegal eviction because now that he's there, he has rights.
And later, car owners disagree about who should pay for the damage caused by a stolen car.
Who was driving?
I don't know, my car is stolen.
The name she gave me was Jacob.
Everyone always comes up with that mysterious one-name person, Jacob. We don't know who Jacob is, but Jacob did it.
Plaintiff Artravius Henley says Kaya used their rent to pay her car note. He's suing for rent, moving costs, and lost wages. Defendant Kaya Bertolini says she doesn't know because Artravius broke the lease. She's countersuing for eviction fees and stolen property.
Basically, I was having all these weird black mold in our closet. Water was coming in under the door. The air conditioning didn't work. So I was like, hey, this new, a unit that you gave me is messed up. And I went to Trey and I was like, listen, this place sucks. Would you like to be my roommate on the 1st of September? We'll just move out, I'll break my lease, let's do it, because I was having these issues. And he was like, yes, let's do it. So he paid me rent because we have a contract.
Is that true?
She wanted to break the lease. I'm like, are you sure about that? They're fixing everything. Like, that doesn't seem good. I'm not on the lease with you. We have an agreement between each other.
If that was the agreement, that the two of you were gonna break the lease and move, why was he paying you rent?
I paid all the utilities and the rest I held on to for when we were moving out in August so I could make sure I had the full deposit.
That wasn't what he gave it to you for, and that's not what you said in your statement to the court. You said that you used the money you got from him to pay for your truck so it would not get repossessed.
No, that is correct, but...
Yeah, because that's what you said, but you're telling me something different today. You're telling me today that you used the money so you could move out in September.
Correct.
But you didn't because you used it to pay off your truck so it wouldn't get repossessed. He doesn't know that. You don't tell him that. That's not what he gave you permission to use this money for. And then he gets an eviction notice and he doesn't know what's happening. I believe him.
Okay.
She also threw my stuff outside at the end of the month.
Why would you do that? What happened?
I get a text message from her saying that I nicely packed her things up and they're outside underneath a tarp in case it rains.
Did she give you a reason for doing that?
Because she had been served that day.
You packed his things up and put him outside?
She told me she called the cops.
But the two of you were supposed to be living together in the month of September?
But that was because he wouldn't talk to me when I got home. His whole thing that we tried to talk and he tried to talk to me, like that's a complete fabrication.
This is the letter that she wrote to you?
It was on the counter the next morning.
I have until the 21st of August to respond and file an action back not to leave, which I will do. I will respond if I can come up with the fee. There were no plans to leave. You're telling him you have until the 21st to respond, not to move out. And you tell him, which you will do, you will respond if you can come up with the money. Meaning, give me some more time, I will try to get this worked out.
Correct.
Okay, you gotta stop lying to me.
No, but
You gotta stop perjuring yourself in court. You gotta stop. Because what he's saying is the truth. You took his rent money and you spent it on your truck. You had no right to do that. You stole the money. And then you put him out. And then, may I see the text message, please? And then you have the audacity to put him out on the street? He just moved from Los Angeles. He paid his rent, but you put him out? Why?
Yeah, he got aggressive. He wouldn't talk to me. I was trying to fix a situation. I thought that we were gonna leave. The only reason I didn't pay rent is because he said that we were leaving. So that's what I did. And then he bounced in September. So I actually got evicted. I actually had to get rid of my dogs. I actually do not have a job. I literally have nothing and he's trying to sue me So yes, I packed up his stuff when he served me, and I called the police, and I was like, can I do that? They were like, yes, as long as you don't break his stuff. I packed it up nicely, and then he left my apartment in horrible condition with...
Let me tell you something. I have zero sympathy for you. None.
Awesome.
On August 21st, you sent him a text message telling him that you had boxed up all of his things, placed them outside, and the apartment complex is going to change the locks.
I spoke to the police and the apartment complex as soon as I got that letter. The police immediately said she cannot do that. The apartment complex had no idea I was there, and it's illegal for her to, one, change the locks on the apartment without the complex doing it first, and to sublent to me in the first place.
This is what happens when one lie leads to the next. You play everybody against each other, and it comes all crashing down on you. But you had no right to perform an illegal eviction, because now that he's there, he has rights, and he's paid you. You're the one that hasn't paid rent, but you put him out, and now you're countersuing him for over $4,000? You've got to be kidding me. Unbelievable.
It was a pretty bad ordeal just trying to get
Did she give you your
stable
security
again.
deposit back?
I've got nothing back from
Why
her.
do you give him his $250 back?
How can I give him something if he won't talk to me?
The
You are
last time I
ridiculous.
spoke to her...
You sound ridiculous.
...was...
Coming up with excuses that make no sense. I don't care if he's not talking to you, doesn't mean you can't write him a check. You moved him in under false pretenses, and you kicked him out under false pretenses. You're getting that money back for the month of August. In addition to your security deposit, in addition to your moving expenses that you incurred as a result of the unlawful eviction she performed as a result of the unlawful sublet you engaged in. Your counterclaim is dismissed. Total judgment in this case for the plaintiff, $1,064 plus your court costs. Good luck, sir.
Thank you, Judge. I should probably just live by myself. Trust no more roommates.
I think that the ruling was a little misconstrued.
Plaintiff Emanuela Valine says the defendant's car crashed into hers and then fled the scene. She's suing for car repairs, towing fees, and lost wages. Defendant Blanca Perez says she doesn't owe any money because the car was being driven by someone else at the time of the accident. She's accompanied in court today by her son, Edwin Resendez.
Emanuela Valine?
Correct.
You are suing the defendant Blanca Perez
Yes, Your Honor.
for $6,205, car repairs, tow fees, and lost wages as a result of a car accident?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I understand you have a witness with you here today, ma'am, your son,
Correct.
Edwin Resendez?
Correct.
Okay. We'll start with you, Miss Valine. Tell me what happened on the day of this accident.
I was driving home from work, and I was approaching an intersection where I had the right of way to go straight. After I passed through, I saw the person inside the vehicle speeding towards me, accelerating towards me. I pushed my brakes, slammed on him. My whole front of my vehicle was damaged. His passenger side was damaged. He kept on speeding, took off, did not stop. I got out of my vehicle, tried to wave him down. He just did not stop, made the first right on a residential street, and kept going.
Okay, and let me see what the damage is to your car. Okay, so that's your, okay. Significant accident.
Yes. Basically, I was contacted by the police who said that they've ended up finding the person who hit my car and the owner of the vehicle. They reached out to her, and she claimed that she had no insurance at the time and she did not know who was driving her vehicle since several people drive her vehicle.
So when you called her, what was that conversation?
She said that she knows the person who hit my car, gave me a phone number and a name, and at that point told me to go ahead and give him a call because he was the one responsible for the damages.
Okay, and what name did she give you?
The name she gave me was Jacob.
Okay. Your car was involved in an accident, in a hit and run.
Yeah.
But I don't
Who
know
was
my
driving?
car. I don't know. My car is stolen. I didn't know that.
I'm sorry?
The car was stolen. So what happened was she sent the car to get fixed, and the mechanic dropped it off and everything, and then it was a Wednesday, but at the same time she got a call saying from an unknown number saying, if you want your car back, come pick it up at this spot. And she tried reporting it stolen, but since her English...
Well, you're saying she would try to report it stolen after it was involved in a hit and run accident,
but
right? Who is Jacob?
Jacob is a friend, but I don't tell her It's him, he stole the car.
That was her main suspect, who she believed that took the car.
It's the
Okay,
only person.
why do you think Jacob stole your car?
Because I told her I wanna sell the car, and I left he's in my house, but after the days, I don't see my car.
Everyone always comes up with that mysterious one-name person, Jacob. We don't know who Jacob is. We don't know where he lives. He doesn't have a phone number, but Jacob did it.
Coming up on Judge Faith, the stolen car story is disputed.
Edwin,
Correct.
who was driving the car that day, Edwin?
We don't know.
I think you know too.
No, I really don't.
I just
Okay.
don't understand how you go from having your car fixed to thinking Jacob stole it.
Plaintiff Emanuela Valine says Blanca's car was involved in a hit and split. She's suing for car repairs, towing fees, and lost wages. Defendant Blanca Perez says she doesn't know because the car was being driven by someone else.
So Juan is going to translate for me. You clearly know more than what you're telling me in court today. Tell her.
Lo que está diciendo es que ella no entiende cómo tu carro estaba en un accidente. El momento que ocurrió, agarras una llamada de alguien que tú ni sabes el número, no puedes reconocer la voz y en ese momento crees que es alguien, el Jacob, y le das esa información a la señora y cómo vas a saber todo eso de cuando ocurrió el accidente. So ella está diciendo que ella cree que hay algo que no le estás diciendo.
Ok, cuando pasa lo del accidente, yo no sabía que había pasado accidente.
What did she say?
She says when the accident occurred, she didn't know about the accident.
Edwin,
Correct.
who was driving the car that day, Edwin?
We don't know.
I think you know too.
No, I really don't.
I just
Okay.
don't understand how you go from having your car fixed to thinking Jacob stole it. I'm
You
missing
guys are-
something in
yeah,
that
you
story.
guys- he returned the car the same day. That same day, he put the car back, gave him the keys, and then Wednesday came, and that was the day of the accident. And Wednesdays are the days that the street sweeper passes. She went out to move the car. When she moves out, the car wasn't there. So she starts looking for it, and she gets a call.
Your Honor, can I say something real quick? The accident was on March 3rd. March 3rd was a Tuesday, not a Wednesday.
Okay, Miss Valine, that helped. I just want to be clear. You went out to move your car because a street sweeper was coming and you noticed it wasn't there.
So quiere clarificar que cuando saliste a mover el carro, saliste porque iban a limpiar la calle y esa es la razón que saliste.
Es que...
Yes or no?
Yes.
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 Okay, your story has changed completely. Because you said before that the first time you ever knew that your car was missing was when you got that anonymous call from someone saying, if you want your car, it's at this location, and you went to that location. That's what you said in your statement to the court. That's what you said when you showed up to court today. The second thing is, if someone goes outside and their car is missing, they don't get in their car and just start driving around randomly to look for it. Like it's a pet, like it's a dog that ran away from home. You don't do that. So again, I go back to what I said, because if it doesn't make sense, ma'am, it's not true.
Coming up, Judge Faith rules. And now, Judge Faith rules.
Here's what I think happened. Someone was in that car, they got in an accident, the accident was their fault, they hit the car, they ran. So they call you and tell you where the car is and you go to that location.
But
Get
it's
over
not
here
my
right
fault.
now, I've been in an accident, this is where your car is. And
But
the
it's
police
not my
show up.
fault.
Oh, you can understand me now? You can understand what I'm saying now?
I don't understand. I told you already.
And so then you show up at the location, but whoever was driving that car, they're gone, they're ghost. As the owner of that car and as the person who let the insurance lapse, I find you to be responsible for this accident. And the third reason why I find you to be responsible is because you're covering for someone. Judgment in this case for the plaintiff, $3,193, judgment for the plaintiff.
I felt like the judge's ruling was unfair. She didn't even look at the fact that I couldn't get to work and I lost my job because I did not have a vehicle. Other than that, I'm happy that at least I get the money for my vehicle back.
Today on Judge Faith, a tenant claims a landlord rented her condo to someone else. leaving her without a place to live.
I can't believe that she's renting the place without me knowing about it. Like, she's doing this behind my back. I was crying, and I took the photo and I went and showed it to Judy.
Are you the neighbor?
That sign wasn't posted until after I had written a letter requesting a rent increase.
I observed a lot of unusual behavior.
So you're the go-to person in the condo community. You know everything that's going
I'm
on.
the Mrs. Kravitz of
If
Shady Park.
anyone has a case, they call you as a witness because you know everything that's happening.
Faith Jenkins. Her distinguished legal career began when she graduated first in her law school class. She quickly became a tough New York City prosecutor and then a preeminent legal analyst on cable news. And now she's the judge in her own courtroom. Her cases are real and her rulings are final. She is Judge Faith. Plaintiff Norma Urena says her former landlord posted a for rent sign on the condo without notifying her and tried to invade her privacy. She's suing for the return of a security deposit. She's accompanied in court today by her neighbor, Judy Siglin. Defendant Sylvia Smith says she owes nothing because Norma was informed the condo was being rented to a new tenant, and she violated the lease by changing the locks. She's countersuing for lost rent, wages, and home repairs.
All rise. Court is in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Please be seated. Your Honor, the litigants have been sworn in. This is the case of Lerena versus Smith.
Thank you, Juan. Norma Urena,
Yes.
you are suing the defendant, Sylvia Smith,
Yes.
for $4,650 for the return of your security deposit. Correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You are countersuing, ma'am, for $3,421 for back rent, lost wages, and home repairs?
Correct.
Okay, we'll start with you, Ms. Urena. Tell me what's going on here.
Driving in the area, I found her for rent signed, and
When was this?
this was November, actually around October
Of 2013?
of 2013.
Okay.
And
What kind of place was it?
it's a 2-bedroom condo, so it's for me and my dog and my cat, and it was perfect. Really liked the area.
Did the two of you sign a lease?
Yeah, we signed a lease November 10th of 2013, and I gave her a deposit.
How much was that deposit?
For $1,650.
You gave $1,650 for a deposit, and that would be your monthly rent, $1,650.
Correct.
And how long did you live there? Was that a 1-year lease?
A 1-year lease, and then then another lease was drafted in June, so that it would be June to June, and so we did that.
Okay, and the rent was $1,650. Okay,
rent-
so you had a 1-year lease. It wasn't month to month at that point. And tell me what happened.
Around March or April, I get hollered down by one of the neighbors that if I was moving, and at that point I was so surprised. I said, I'm not moving.
Of
I'm not moving now."
2015?
Yeah, this is in 2015.
Why did she ask you that?
He said, well, I saw some. I go, did you see are there any signs out that I may not have seen? And he says, well, there's something in the HOA office that I saw.
Was there a for rent sign for your unit in
yes,
the office?
and I had no knowledge of.
Okay, what was going on, ma'am? Had you decided not to rent to her again?
No, that actually, I believe that sign, if she has a picture of it, that sign wasn't posted until after I had written a letter requesting a rent increase, starting with the new lease, if she wanted to sign on for July 1st, increasing the rent, $75.
A month? Mm-hmm. And what happened in response to that letter?
I got a letter from her asking for a $400 decrease, or a $400 or $450 decrease. I can't really remember.
Okay.
And then I called her later, and she didn't call me back. And then I called her again on the 12th, and
did you speak to her about it?
no, she never called me back. But
Okay,
she
and
did
you
send
never
me a-
told her. You never told her that you were going to put a for rent sign up for the unit.
No, I never had told her that.
Okay, so her lease is up in June. You have
Correct.
a right to lease it to someone else if you want to. That's
Correct.
perfectly fine. Her lease is up,
Correct.
but that's in June. But she saw that the for rent sign was up in March.
But it
so
wasn't
you did not
that,
tell her.
But it was not up in March.
When was it?
It was up the last week in April.
So what happens after that?
Okay.
You see that there is a sign. Is this when all the conflict starts between the two
Oh
of you?
yeah, I was appalled. I was
Like,
crying.
why didn't you return
I
her calls
was-
or her messages? Has she tried to call you?
No, well, see, actually, one of her things that she said is not accurate. I had sent her a letter before she sent me that letter stating that she had, she's going to give me first dibs on her condo and she's raising the rent. But what I had mentioned to her, sending my check in April, but I sent it end of March, asking her if she would give me a month-to-month lease with a rent reduction. I didn't say $200, $300, or $400. I think I said, would you give me your unit about $1,200?
Did she ever respond to that?
She never responded to that. The way she responded was the way this letter saying, no, I'm actually increasing the rent. You know, she's
but it's her right to do that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But she's not She's not responding to, no, I can't give you a month to month. You know.
Well, isn't that what that means? If she tells you, no, I'm increasing the rent by $75, that means she's not agreeing to your terms.
Yeah.
At the end of the one-year lease,
course.
you wanted to go month to month. She didn't. That didn't happen. What happens after you see the place is up for rent?
Oh, I was crying. And I took the photo and I went and showed it to Judy. And I said, can you believe this? I can't believe that she's renting the place without me knowing about it. Like, she's doing this behind my back. I didn't tell her I was moving. And then I sent her a text and I said, am I being evicted?
Coming up, was the lockout legal?
So you changed all the locks when you moved in?
Yes, I did. I changed the locks.
You didn't know that?
Locksmith.
This is not the way this works.
Plaintiff Norma Urena says Sylvia posted a for rent sign on the condo without notifying her. She's suing for the return of a security deposit. Defendant Sylvia Smith says she owes nothing because Norma was informed the condo was being rented to a new tenant. She's countersuing for lost rent, wages, and home repairs.
The notice that she has to give you is on a one-year lease, if your lease is up, is 30 days. So this was prior to the 30-day mark. So legally, she didn't have to give you notice until 30 days before. Legally. Ma'am, are you the neighbor?
Yes, I am.
Why don't you step over?
Yes.
You live in the condo building as well?
Yes, I do. Yes, I live right across the street from Patricia's apartment, condo. I purchased my condo 15 years ago.
What's your experience with the defendant? So you've known her for 15 years prior to her moving in?
Well, yes, I met her when I first moved in, and every time the condo would vacate, she would come and be friendly and tidy it up and take care of it. So I met many tenants over the years, and I observed a lot of unusual behavior.
What do you mean? Spit it out, Judy.
Well, there was one particular young man who lived out of state. She met him over the phone. He wanted to, I guess she had advertised. He wanted to rent the condo. She rented to him by phone. And before she even met him in person, she was in love with him and going to marry him. And
who am I to judge? Who are we to judge? Who someone falls in love with.
Did I marry him? That's what I want to know.
How do you know all of this, Judy?
Well,
brilliant.
He moved his parents here, and his mother and I became close friends.
Okay.
So because we were just across the way.
So you're the go-to person in the condo community. You know everything that's going on.
I'm the Mrs. Kravitz.
If anyone has a case, they call you as a witness.
No,
because you know everything that's happening.
No, the only thing that I witnessed is what she put Norma through. I watched her try to contact Ms. Smith repeatedly without,
I'm just being nosy now. What happened with the guy? The guy that moved into the condo.
He did escape. He moved out. He moved out. He did find a lovely woman. He married her. He's very happy to this day.
You really know. Like, she really knows. I didn't expect her to know everything.
Yeah. And he's got a child, too. So he's very happy, and so are his parents. Yes. They're living elsewhere.
Okay.
You want to know about the neighbors
I digress.
next to this?
Thank you. Thank you, Judy. Thank you.
So can I just say,
you can have a seat, Judy.
please,
thank you.
Judge Faith, what I was hoping is to renew the lease with my tenant, because she's been a great tenant. And I don't know how it got a little distorted everything. But I didn't post that sign until I tried contacting her after we had switched the letters. You know, she wants a decrease, I want an increase. So I called her 2 times. And then I got a text from her. And I think this text pretty much just says it all. It would communicate to me, I am just not interested, leave me alone. And that was dated the 15th of April.
Okay.
And then once again, on the 30th of April, I called her and I said, you know, did you want to talk? I'll be more than happy to send you a letter of recommendation if you're planning on moving.
So you wrote to her on April 15th, if this is regarding the lease, we'll discuss it when the lease is up in July.
In June 30th. Yeah.
And then you said, or June 30th. Okay,
June 30th.
a day.
The
So
day.
you didn't even want to discuss it.
Well, you know what? I had been harassed and called on Easter Sunday,
And she
Memorial
writes
Weekend.
back,
2 times.
I was
called
calling
you.
to make sure we are clear and good so we don't have any misunderstandings.
Your Honor, she wants to make it sound like she contacted me.
Well, no,
to
she
see-
did contact you. She did contact you regarding the lease, and your response on April 15th is, if this is regarding the lease, we'll discuss it when the lease is up in July. You don't sound like you're the tenant in this conversation. You sound like you're the landlord.
She had called and called.
Tenants don't make the
No,
rules. They
I didn't
abide by
call and
the
call.
rules that are made. Your lease is up, and she's trying to have a conversation with you about it.
Coming up on Judge Faith, was Norma given enough notice that Sylvia wanted to show the condo?
So if you get a 24-hour notice on your door, you don't call her and say, hey, I got a notice that you want to come in and show the property.
At this point, she wasn't even returning or even getting my letters.
Plaintiff Norma Urena says Sylvia invaded her privacy by showing the condo to a new tenant. She's suing for the return of a security deposit. Defendant Sylvia Smith says she owes nothing because Norma violated the lease by changing the locks. She's countersuing for lost rent, wages, and home repairs.
You say that when you moved out, you did end up moving out. And
Well,
you
yeah.
say that she kept your security deposit, your entire security deposit?
Yes, my
$1,650?
Yes.
Why did you do that?
Damages, changing of the locks. We couldn't get in to show the property. And then
Who changed the locks?
she did.
When did you change the locks and why?
Your Honor, when she handed me, when we signed the lease, she handed me 4 keys. These keys were like one for the top lock, one for the bottom lock, one for the garage door, one for a sliding door. And then when she pointed to the sliding door to the master bedroom, she says, oh, I don't have a key for that one. I was afraid that whoever had this bunch of keys to figure out how to enter the home.
So you changed all the locks when you moved in?
Yes, I did. I changed the locks.
You didn't know that?
Locksmith
She's supposed
wanted
to
to change
get
them for
written
one-
permission
to
from me
one
according
key.
to the lease
to one
and
key.
to give me a key.
May I see the lease?
Yes.
You changed the locks so
On
there would just be
November
one
11th.
key to the entire home,
Correct,
the entire
'cause I was-
premises.
I was
And you did that in
afraid.
2013.
Of 2013. Right
Okay,
when I
so
moved
right
in.
after you moved in, and
Yes.
you weren't aware of this until she moved out?
No, I wasn't
Okay.
aware of it until I was trying to come in to do a walkthrough to see the property, to preview
Well, yeah, she said
it.
she's trying.
Judy, do you have something you want to add here?
When she was trying to come in, I mean, sure, she's the landlady.
How do you know this, Judy?
Well, because I know Norma. She comes to me. She said, I was petrified last night because someone tried to enter my home.
So tell me what you
enter
say. What do you
someone's
say
property.
happened?
letting me know.
What do you say
No
happened?
call, no nothing.
No, nothing.
We did.
Hold on for a second, ladies. What do you say
We
happened?
did call. They posted a 24-hour notice according to the times that she wanted and was going to allow us to come into the property, which is fine. I said, please respect her wishes. She showed this paper. So they did. They posted a 24-hour notice. They came the next day, 24 hours at the time they said they were going to come, and they couldn't get in. So they called me. I was out of
Because the locks had been
state.
changed.
Correct.
So if you get a 24-hour notice on your door, you don't call her and say, hey, I got a notice that you want to come in and show the property. You know that has to happen, right?
At this point, she wasn't even returning or even getting my letters, Your Honor.
Your
she
Honor,
wasn't
she met the
returning my
property
calls.
manager the day before. She saw her put the sign up and she introduced herself to the property
that true?
manager.
No, not
Is
to
that
me.
true?
The property
my
manager
sister
introduced-
was and my and family were there.
So
I
your
wasn't-
family knew that the property manager was coming over and had put up a 24-hour notice.
Yeah, but if I am not there, I did not give him permission. I suggested it in the letter that I sent her when I was going to vacate.
This
that
is
I
not
would
this
be
is not the
giving-
way this works. I mean, it's 24-hour notice, and you don't have to be there. The fact that your family's there, that someone else is there, and they're posting notice on the door, that is sufficient notice for you to be able to give them permission to go in the next day to show the property.
I couldn't let them, Your Honor. I have a cat that could have run out and a dog that could have bitten.
And that's
It would
why
have
she
been
gave
more
you
problem.
24 hours notice, ma'am. That's why she gave you the
But
notice.
I wasn't going to be able to accommodate them. As I understand from the law, that they have to have my permission. That was the suggestion that she never returned.
No, she does not have
yes,
to.
we're
Let's
gonna do a
back up for a
walkthrough.
second.
No, we're not going to
She
walk.
does not have to have your permission.
But I do have
She
it.
does not have to have your permission to show the home.
I do
What
have
she
it.
does have to do is work this out with you to give you a reasonable amount of notice. That's just a courtesy that she's extending to you. I think you were trying to make this difficult. You're trying to make this process difficult. Initially, you made it sound like you were so scared because someone was trying to break into your home and you had no idea what's going on. Then I find out through the testimony that your family knew and was there when she put a 24-hour notice up on your door, ma'am. Stop. Stop.
Coming up, Judge Faith rules. And now, Judge Faith rules.
What proof do you have of damages?
I just have the receipt. I had to go and get things to fix, change the locks. And
You
just
don't have
the
photos.
gentleman-
I understand the
Oh,
locks,
okay.
but photos
Nope,
of the
I don't
damages
have
before or
any-
after?
No.
Okay, let me see your receipt for the locks. You can't keep her entire security deposit because she changed the locks. I agree that that's a breach. She should have given you notice, but you don't keep her entire security deposit for that reason. And you have no proof of damages with you here in court today. This is your day in court. This is the day you have to prove your case. Why are you suing for loss of rent for August of 2015?
For July and August.
Why? You had noticed she was moving out. Her lease was up.
Correct, but we had tenants ready and available to move in with lease write-up, everything.
When she moved out at the end of June, right?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, so why does she owe for July and August rent if she moved out at the end of June and you knew she was moving out?
Because we couldn't show the property. She locked us out. No
So
one-
when was the first time you showed the property?
July 1st.
July 1st, because she locked you
Yeah.
out. You understand that she could have called the police, right? Because you can't lock her out of her own
I did not
condo.
lock her out, Your
Well, that's
Honor.
effectively what it is. You can't do that. She could have gone to the police because you can't lock her out of her own condo.
She could
and to
ask me
stop
for
her
a key. She could ask me for
I
a
didn't
key.
know that
You could have
the
asked me
locks-
for a
She
key.
didn't
locks
actually.
were changed.
You know what? She doesn't have to ask you for a key. By your lease, you're required to
I
provide
didn't
her
know
with
that.
one. But you
I've
can
been
read.
an owner
But you
of-
can read.
I've been a homeowner.
You don't have to be a homeowner to be able to read your own lease and know what it says. You need to realize that you are the tenant. You are not the landlord. For that condo, you have certain limited rights, but she has the ultimate right and authority to the condo that she owns. So here's what happened. You breached the lease in two ways. First, you changed the locks without permission, written permission, and then you did not provide the owner of the property with the key. She had no access into the unit. Second, she gave you proper notice that she wanted to show the condo so she could rent it to someone else in the month of July after your lease ended on June 30th. And I find that you unreasonably withheld access for her to show that condo. Therefore, she could not get a new renter for the month of July. And of course she missed rent for July because she couldn't show it until after you moved out on June 30th. So she properly withheld your security deposit in damages because she couldn't rent. She lost rent because of your actions and the actions that you took, $1,650. On your counterclaim, you have no proof of damages. However, you did properly withhold her security deposit. Judgment in this case is for the defendant.
I'm just relieved that it's over. I'm not upset. I'm just relieved that it's over.
It was not a place that was up to date.
Oh, I'm definitely going to keep an eye on what goes on from now on.
Today on Judge Faith, a bodybuilder and his former friend come to court over unpaid loans and a lost fitness competition.
Being a top competitor, it's not just, going to the gym and throwing the weights around. Dealing with her, I'd miss a protein shake. I'd miss 2 carb shakes. I'd miss 3 meals a day. She would stress me out so bad. I would literally be in the middle of eating food and I'd get 40 text messages. My phone would just go off literally for 2
3
minutes.
does not equal 40.
Come on, let's get real here. I know you deleted half of them.
There's always a side story to all of your excuses.
Faith Jenkins. Her distinguished legal career began when she graduated first in her law school class. She quickly became a tough New York City prosecutor and then a preeminent legal analyst on cable news. And now she's the judge in her own courtroom. Her cases are real, and her rulings are final. She is Judge Faith. Plaintiff Nicole Fredericks says the defendant promised to pay back loans with money from his fitness competition winnings. She's suing for unpaid loans and emotional distress. Defendant John Barnes says he doesn't know because Nicole was constantly harassing him, and the stress caused him to lose the competition. He's countersuing for loss of prize money and sponsorship.
All rise. Court is in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Please be seated. Your Honor, the litigants have been sworn in. This is the case of Fredericks versus Barnes.
Thank you, Juan. Nicole Fredericks?
Yes, Your Honor.
You are suing the defendant, John Barnes?
Yes.
For $1,680, you say he owes you for loans and emotional stress?
Yes.
And you're countersuing, sir, for $1,500. You say the plaintiff caused you to lose prize money and a sponsorship.
Yes, I am.
Okay, I'll give you an opportunity to explain that in your counterclaim. Why don't we start with you, ma'am? Tell me what's going on here and how you know the defendant.
John and I have known each other for about 12 years. We grew up in the same community. We have friends that went to the same school. So we've interacted with a lot of people just in and out of the community, so that's how we know each other. At the end of January, he was a little freaked out. His ex-girlfriend had threatened to call the cops on him. I guess they had pawned some type of electronic device, and because he had pawned it in his name, she was upset at him and was going to act like he stole it.
Okay.
So he was in like distress mode to try to get it out. So I told him that I could loan him the money since he wasn't going to get paid anytime soon.
That's the story he told you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's the actual story that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so you loaned him how much money at that point?
I didn't know at that point in time when I agreed to loan him the money.
How
we
much?
actually had to go. It was $143.50.
And you say that is the first of a series of loans, and I know you say
Yes.
it's something else that you gave to him?
Yes.
Okay, and let me hear from you. Give me some background, sir.
Yeah, like she said, we grew up together. How we lost contact is I went to the military. I was in the military for 8 years. I had just got ETS'd in 2011.
What branch of the military?
Army.
In the Army, okay.
And then I got out.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. Well, you're welcome. Either way, it was a job, it was a duty. I got out of the Army in 2012. I was divorced in 2013, so I came back into the generalized public of having friends. You know, when you're married, you really don't have friends. You're about your family, things like that. You know how it is. So after I got divorced, you know, I started coming back around to my friends. Hey, what's going on? What's new? That's when I made a Facebook.
You got on Facebook?
Yeah, we reconnected. I started dating a girl, and she turned out to be just out of this world. Nicole actually knew
Out of this world as in bad?
She had bipolar issues. She was like, I'm going to tell the police you took it and pawned it and blah, blah, blah.
And why would the police buy that story?
Because
why
it was
that
in my name, and she's a girl. 90% of the time, police believe women over men, regardless of the situation.
Is that true, Juan?
That's not true.
Oh my
Not
God. being an African American male dating a white girl, I'm pretty sure he would have took the story over her that I stole it from her. Just like I mean, deja vu right now.
It's about to get real up in here now.
Being
Okay,
deja
go
vu.
ahead.
I speak the truth. I'm a very blunt
Struggle
person.
is real.
It is. I'm a very blunt person.
So that's when you had the conversation with her?
Yes, and Nicole's very generous enough to help me out with that. And
Well, when you say help you out, what was the conversation? What exactly did you say about the...
I told her, I said, hey, check
about
this
the
out.
money?
This girl's about to lose her brain, and I'm not trying to go to jail. Can you help me out with this? And she said, okay, yeah.
So you used the word help me out?
Yeah.
There was never a mention of I'll pay you back?
Yeah, no, there was.
Tell me about that part of the conversation.
I told her I'd pay her back. I said, hey, I'll pay you back when I get money from the next show because I compete in the International Federation of Bodybuilding.
Okay.
I do men's physique, so pretty much for every show that I win, I get like a per diem check from my sponsors, and I get a per diem check from the promoters who put on the show.
So she loans you the $143.
Yes.
What month?
January.
January.
Yeah.
When was your show?
March.
Like you don't know when he's supposed to pay you back?
He said he was going to text me.
That's it?
And we have multiple text messages of, okay, do you have the money? And he would say, oh yes, I have the money. I can bring it to you at such and such date, at such and such
And so
time.
what ends up happening, sir?
She turned out to be crazy and blew me up. I'd get like 100 text messages in like an hour. I'd be with my client. I don't care what you're doing, who you're with, or what you have going on. You need to call me now.
If she's that crazy and she's blowing up your phone and showing up to your house, why not just give her the $143 so you can be done with the situation?
Man, you know what?
That's the crazy part, right?
There would be times. There would be times. You know what? I'm not even in front. There would be times.
Did you like him? Was there something else more? Was there
We've
romantic?
never been romantic.
No,
But did you like him in that way?
There's never been anything. No.
I've known him
the
since
question,
I was 17.
ma'am. That's not my question. Did you like him as more than a friend?
No.
What do you think?
I mean, it's.
You think everyone likes you?
I think everybody like him.
Coming up, were the loans paid off in personal favors?
Why didn't you pay her back the $143?
Because I wrote her a diet. If we're gonna get real, I wrote her a diet. She said she was going on vacation. My diets usually run $500 to $1,000.
That was for.
And you're saying you were never ever interested in him, because I actually think it would maybe make sense if you liked him. So if you guys are such good friends, what is he doing for you?
Plaintiff Nicole Frederick says John was full of excuses when it came time to pay. She's suing for unpaid loans and emotional distress. Defendant John Barnes says he doesn't owe because he paid Nicole back in other ways. He's countersuing for loss of prize money and sponsorship.
What happened with the show? You said you blamed it on...
I lost the show because she tripped on me so bad that I couldn't eat. Like, like, look, I was like, she would stress me out so bad. Like, I would literally be like in the middle of like eating food and like I'd get like 40 text messages. Like my phone would just go off literally for like 2 minutes.
3 does not equal 40.
Come on, let's get real here. I know you deleted half of them and didn't even give me like a quarter of them.
Mr. Barnes, so what happened? You say, let's go with your story that she's blowing up your phone.
Yeah.
That caused you to lose your appetite in the middle of your meal?
Yeah, okay, well check this out. See, okay, so we're gonna tell the whole story. So basically she was becoming a surrogate, right? So she was taking hormone shots. She was a whole different person. She was like...
Mr. Barnes, stop.
God.
Stop. Let's assume that I believe you, that she's texting you 40 times in a half hour during a meal, okay? Let's assume I believe that.
Yeah.
Why would that cause you to lose your appetite, sir? Stop being able
because
to function and work out.
Because it would get me out of focus. You don't understand what it takes to be focused into doing something. Like when you have to focus into working.
Okay, but let's not be real, because I wasn't the only one on
hormones. I want to hear this, please.
See, being a top competitor in the IFBB is not just working out. It's not just going to the gym and throwing weights around like 70% of the people do in there. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that easy. It's a lifestyle. I eat 8,500 calories a day.
It takes commitment.
I eat 8,500 calories a day. Okay, like I eat up to 11 times a day, 7 protein shakes, 3 carb shakes. Dealing with her, I'd miss a protein shake. I'd miss 2 carb shakes. I'd miss 3 meals a day. Like the breakdown of a metabolic body, like you can't miss certain things because then your muscles won't grow. Like things won't happen the way they're supposed to. And
you are definitely speaking a different language.
It's just like when you drive to work.
A bunch of bull. That's what it's called.
Okay,
hey, that's cool. I mean, that's fine. I mean, and you're entitled to your opinion, and that's totally fine.
No. Of course I'm entitled to my opinion, sir, because I'm the judge. My opinion is the only one that matters in this room.
Correct. But like I said, in the day in the life. You'll never grasp like what it takes to actually like be a competitor because like not everybody could do it.
So, okay, now that we've talked about all that and your healthy lifestyle and the amount of protein that you intake and the number of hours you work out per day, my question to you is still the same, Mr. Barnes.
Yeah.
Why didn't you pay her back the $143?
Because I wrote her a diet. She said she was going on vacation. My diets usually run $500 to $1,000.
That was a year later.
And what does that have to do with the $143, sir?
I didn't charge her.
Ms. Fredericks, can you please tell me, you're also suing for not just the $143.
Correct.
But you're also suing for, for some reason, you decided to rent him several cars to drive over the course of several months, and you say he owes you $500. Why would you do that, ma'am?
He asked me, and the reason he asked me is because the rental car company requires a credit card, which he did not have.
I understand that. I understand how the rental process works.
Okay.
Why did you take it upon yourself to pay for his transportation to the wedding?
He asked me to loan him money for the rental car.
Okay, and you can't say no?
I could, but I mean, he's a friend, so I figured that if whatever I helped him out with, he would pay me back.
Did he do that?
No.
So why did you rent him a car a second and a third time?
Because it was always something that was coming up, and his excuses were very, like, one excuse why he didn't pay me back, he said he had the money and then a family member died. And he said that he was paying for a funeral. So, I mean, there has to be, I mean, I've known him for 12 years, so there has to be some compassion.
So then you give him some time to pay you back. Why do you keep loaning him money, though? That's my question.
I've learned my lesson.
3 cars, money
And
for
the
the
other
iPad. You gave him money for gas, you claim.
Yeah, that was when he borrowed my car. Because he didn't have a car.
And he borrowed your car.
Yeah, because, you know, I'd go over there and
And you're saying you were never, ever interested in him. Because I actually think it would maybe make sense if you liked him.
No.
Right? Because
I mean, I have my own things. I own my own house. I own my own car. I raise 2 small children by myself. I don't need anything from him.
Man.
Well, I mean, I don't. Yeah, I think I think that's probably the issue because I actually understand what you're saying, and perhaps that's why he thought he could get things from you because you don't need anything.
Right.
You're self-sufficient, and so you're the person he goes to when it's time for him to get some money, get a rental car. Ma'am, what's he doing for you? You say you're doing this out of the kindness of your heart because you're a compassionate person. You're not romantically interested in him. What are you getting out of this? Why are you doing it?
He's not the only one that I've actually helped. You know, when people come to me and they say, hey, you know, can you loan me this money? If you want to help someone, buy them dinner in their time of need. You don't keep renting them cars. I've learned my lesson.
She made me dinner.
Don't give money to somebody who's completely self-sufficient, a grown man.
I'm not self-sufficient. Come on.
He's not.
Man.
You just spent 8 years in the military, sir. If you're not self-sufficient and you don't know how to take care of yourself, we're all in trouble.
I'm taking care of myself. It was an exchange. That's what you're failing. See, that's what you're failing to realize. Everything that she did for me was an exchange. She rented me a car, put the barbecue grill up. Cool. There was no man around her house. She had 2 daughters. Anytime the grass needed to be mowed, I did that. I fixed the garage. So yeah, it was a tit for tat. But I never said I was going to give her money back for any of the rental cars.
Really?
And half of the stuff she said for the rental car.
Let's go to the text messages, Mr. Barnes.
Coming up on Judge Faith, do the text messages tell a different story?
She tells you, I don't appreciate you ignoring me when you owe me money. When I go through these text messages and I see what's going on here, you think that she likes you and you're playing on that, sir. She writes, I need to get my money today. You respond, okay, lover.
Yep. This was around the same time that we were cuddling, so yeah. Yeah.
Plaintiff Nicole Frederick says John was ducking and dodging because he owed her money. She's suing for unpaid loans and emotional distress. Defendant John Barnes says he doesn't owe because Nicole's nagging was the reason he lost the competition.
February 2014.
Yep.
She writes, I need to get my money today. You respond, okay, lover.
Yep. This was around the same time that we were cuddling, so yeah. And then yeah. She done lost her brain. She done lost her brain right now. She didn't know. I'm just saying.
But everybody else is crazy and everybody else is bipolar. And you know what, Your Honor? This is the friend that I know, the funny friend, and this is who I'm dealing with.
Man.
And this is who I've known for 12 years. So it is like beside me that he does me like this. Like,
you respond to her, okay, lover.
Yeah.
Now, so, and I go through these text messages and I see what's going on here. You think that she likes you and you're playing on that, sir. You're taking advantage of that.
I'm definitely not taking
lover.
advantage.
Okay. I mean, all of these little innuendos, and you said that the two of you are cuddling.
We did, a lot. That's how I use your car sometimes at night. She was on her stuff and she was in a really affectionate state.
There's always a side story to all of your excuses. Every time I ask a question, you can try to have a story.
Yeah, she would tell me, come over, cuddle, I'm making dinner. Cool, whatever, I'll be over after I leave the gym. And then I'd get dropped off because my motorcycle got impounded. I thought you said there was nothing romantic between the two. There wasn't. Cuddle, you don't have to be romantic to hold somebody when you fall asleep.
Do y'all think I'm stupid? What is going on here?
There isn't.
There wasn't anything.
Because I have a clear understanding now going through the text messages of what's going on here. You ask her, how much do I owe? She tells you owe $105. That's for the car rental. She got a $44 refund. The total is now $55. You respond, okay, good. She replies back, this is in February. do I get my money today? You're not responding to several of her text messages, so she keeps writing you asking what's going on. Are you ducking and dodging me? She tells you, I don't appreciate you ignoring me when you owe me money. And you tell her, look, I could come over tonight, but I will be flaking on this girl on Sunday. She is renting me a car so I can drive to Carson City for a posing seminar. What is a posing seminar?
I teach a bunch of guys how to pose on stage because they do the same thing that I do.
And so another woman is renting you a car to get to that seminar. Okay, sir.
What's wrong
I've
with
heard
that?
enough.
What do you mean?
Show
What's
me the
wrong
proof
with
of
that?
show me proof of. What's wrong with it? Are you really asking that? It's clear that you are using these women to get what you want. Get these cars, and you have someone.
She was a client.
What's your counterclaim about, Mr. Barnes?
Okay, so basically during the time that she was going through her surrogacy or whatever, okay, she was not the same person. She was just crazy all the time. She'd show up at my house. She'd show up at the gym. I'd be training a client. She'd walk up on me while I was training a client. I need to talk to you. Come outside. Be like,
I've
chill
never
out.
walked into the gym.
Just like I ain't never put up a barbecue. You know what I'm saying? And she would like walk into the gym. I need to talk to you right now. Come outside.
And so
I'd be
what
training
happened?
a client.
You say you lost prize money and sponsorships. Why?
Yeah, because I couldn't concentrate on my show. And the only time you get sponsored is when you win shows. You have to be one of the top 4 bodies in the nation to keep a sponsor. Okay, your sponsors pay for your airfare. They pay for your supplements. They pay for your spray tanning. They pay for your board shorts. They pay for your waxing. They pay for everything. And that was the increment for one show. $1,500 is everything that my sponsor pays for the show. That's basically what a show pays for, your hotel fee and everything. And when I lost that show, I took 6. It was a really big show. I took 6 out of like 200 and something guys, and I lost my sponsor.
You got 6th place.
Yeah.
And you usually get what place?
I usually place top 2, top 3 in the nation. I'm ranked 3rd. You should Google me. So I'm saying, and I lost that. I lost sponsorship over that because I couldn't eat. I couldn't work out. I'd walk out of my house looking like she down the street, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd go to my gym. There's only 2 24-hour fitnesses within like a 5-mile radius.
And here's the
of my
other
house.
option. Here's the other option, Mr. Barnes. Just could have paid her the money. Then
Man,
none
I was
of us
gonna
would
pay
have
her,
to be
but when
here.
she turned crazy,
I
avoided her.
What's gonna pay her doesn't help her.
It's all right,
What's going to pay her?
It's
Your
okay.
intentions mean
cool,
nothing,
like-
sir. It's your actions that count for everything.
If you saw her actions, you would have did the same thing.
No, because I have a year's worth of text messages, and what I see in these text messages, yes, it's someone following up, but it's not someone who's stalking you, and it's not someone who's obsessing with you.
Quarter of the text
then you should have
messages.
brought your own evidence. She brought hers. You didn't bring yours.
Coming up, Judge Faith rules. And now, Judge Faith rules.
All you showed up with today was yourself. You thought that was going to be good enough. I am not her, sir. Let me tell you, I'm a woman with a brain who can think for myself. I am not stressed. Just before the plaintiff, $680. Your claim for emotional distress is dismissed because you should have known to stop loaning him money once he didn't pay you back for the first time. Your claim is dismissed, $680, just before the plaintiff. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Why you feel so much?
I've learned not to loan any more money out to friends.
I definitely learned next time do not cuddle and get dinner from girls that you're training who give you things.